Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome or welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel. Cat Star here with your general reading for the week of August 15th through August 21st. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody, so please do take what is for you and leave what isn't. For those of you liking and sharing the videos, thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. I do hope that you all had the most amazing weekend and have had a fabulous start to the new week ahead. There's a lot going on. School is starting here in my part of the world, and there are a lot of mixed emotions around it by me. So we're not going to use those cards because that is not where we were. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's see what you need to know this week, Aquarius, in general. What is happening, coming in, going on for you? Let's see. What is going to come out for you? Messages that you need to hear. Okay. You've got assertiveness. Interesting. Whoa. Ooh, got the devil. Wow, did you see that jump? Hopefully you guys could see that. Let's get just one more here. One more. Okay. So one or two. One. Alrighty, at the bottom of the deck, have the Six of Wands, and let's see what else. Let's get two more. Okay. All right, Aquarius. So you start off the reading with the assertiveness card. Stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to. So some of you are just being reminded in general, like during this week or during this time, Aquarius, that there are several things that can come up in life where there's an assumption or a thought around you needing to say yes no matter what. This actually came up recently in my own life where I was asked to do something, right? Not something bad or illegal or any of that kind of stuff, but something that would definitely take me kind of shooting in all different directions daily. And I had to be assertive and just say no. And there's going to be times in your life where this is going to be coming up, and it's definitely going to be coming up during this time for you, Aquarius. So being really, really assertive, kind, genuine, authentic, and still holding your own ground, standing firm in what is or isn't. For some of you, there are a lot of events that may be coming up. There are things that might be you may be invited to, or things that people may be like, oh, well, you really probably should be there. And you always have the choice to say no. You get to say no, in fact. So really, really paying attention, noticing if it's a hell yes or a hell no coming from yourself, whether this is something that you want to do or an event you want to attend. That sort of thing is really going to be beneficial for you in really pulling your power back, and also not stretching yourself so thin this week, Aquarius. So wow, beautiful. And then you also have the Page of Cups. So what's going to happen by, standing your ground, standing up for yourself, for your beliefs, staying within your morals, your values, kind of what works for you, your schedule, that sort of thing is really, it's going to bring an unexpected surprise for you in the way that you're going to really be in a space where for some of you, you may feel guilt around this, saying no or not being available for everybody, for everything. There may be a little bit of guilt around it. But what is going to happen, or an outcome that is potential for you within that, Aquarius, is that there's going to be this unexpected surprise that's coming through with this Page of Cups. This is really having this knowing that within this you are, calling your power back, pulling your power back, but also stepping into this new kind of area of yourself, of your life, where you understand and you know that there are certain times where putting yourself out there or doing all the things is going to be something that is going to be reciprocal to you for you. But then also you're going to begin to see that there are times where it just really drains your energy really, really quickly, and that you're receiving this unexpected surprise, this unexpected gift in the form of that increased energy, that increased feeling of vitality, by not feeling like you need to run and do all of the things. This is really putting you into the space, Aquarius, of having this kind of shifting or this opening where you're seeing that, there's a lot of things that potentially you have been spending your time on that aren't of value or aren't of benefit. Now, that doesn't mean that going to your great aunts or your great grandmas or grandpas 90th or 100th birthday party wouldn't be beneficial. There's lots of scenarios where this kind of plays in, Aquarius, and you really need to decide for yourself how this is going to work for you, but really being able to stand your ground, have the personal power within yourself to really tune into yourself and notice if it's a hell yes or a hell no kind of energy around situations, around events, around things you may be invited to, or just things that you're asked to do. That sort of thing is really going to bring about this kind of surprise feeling of personal empowerment within you. And it's also going to bring a deeper kind of level of respect and an understanding of how you're spending your energy, but also kind of where you are allowing yourself to be spread too thin. So that is going to be a gorgeous kind of revelation for you. And you also have the devil here. So some of you are really tuning into and beginning to see just how potentially toxic there are areas of toxic energy spend, right? Where you may be spending energy or putting energy out there that is being really depreciated and or not being valued, sometimes even by yourself here, Aquarius. So if you are a person, what is coming through here is if you are a person who is just a yes person, this is really potentially going to be difficult for you, because there is that feeling of guilt when you can't just say yes and do all the things for all of the people, and where you're not really taking that time out for yourself. So there is a level of toxicity within this, because it does really drain you, it depletes you, it really kind of, for some of you, it can really have an effect both mentally and physically when you are just kind of being a yes person, a yes person, a yes person all the time, and not really taking that time out for yourself, or not taking that time to really have your own almost space or your own time. So this is really going to begin to shift this energy out, but you really have to allow yourself to stand up, allow yourself to stand your ground, and allow yourself to say no in those moments when that is actually what you want to do, even in the face of feeling guilty about it. Because I know this thing that came up for me last week, I actually felt a bit of guilt for not being able to do this, but it, in the reality of things, not only was it something that I wasn't willing to do or was a hell no for me, it also wasn't going to be kind of physically possible to be in all of the areas at almost the same time. So just, really, really tune into what works for you. This could be little things, this could be big things. Sometimes, people call and want us to drop everything and just run, right? And don't really realize that you have your own stuff going on, or your own schedule, or your own work, or however that may play out for you, Aquarius. But this is really asking you to tune into those potential areas where you kind of feel chained into doing things, right, with this devil energy that really don't feel good to you, or aren't things that you would actually like to be doing, or ways that you would like to be spending your time or your energy. So really tuning into that. And then you also have the Seven of Pentacles coming in here, Aquarius. And with that Seven of Pentacles, this is really taking that step back and evaluating where the energy has been, kind of really seeing where, you know, what is blooming and blossoming, and where potentially you feel like you have been spreading yourself too thin, doing too much, or giving too much, and not really giving yourself time to take a step back, or to even rest or relax, or to rejuvenate. So really, this is a time, this is a lesson, this is a teachable or learnable moment where during this week there's going to be a lot of, or potentially a lot of times where you're going to be seeing how this comes into play, and how this is really beginning to, if it hasn't been for quite a while, affect you in ways that, you know, are really depleting and really draining, and where it's going to be time for you to kind of just take a stand and be like, you know, this is a no for me. This doesn't feel like something I want to do. I just don't, maybe I don't even have the energy to do it, and not forcing yourself to do the things that you would prefer not to do. So that's pretty interesting. And then you also have the Six of Swords coming in here. And this is really just walking away from all of that stuff that doesn't really feel amazing for you, that doesn't feel like something you want to do. We all have things that we might be invited to, things that we're asked to do, that we're like, dang, you know, I said I could, I said I would, but I really didn't want to. Why did I say yes? Why didn't I just say no? Oh, I know. It's because I would feel guilty if I didn't say yes, or if I didn't do it. Or maybe they would be mad or upset, and I don't want them to be mad or upset at me. That kind of, those kind of conversations or scenarios that we can create within ourselves. And this is really coming through with the Six of Swords, that you're really evaluating with the Seven of Pentacles over here. You're looking at kind of those potential chains that maybe we're putting on ourselves. If I'm being honest here, Aquarius, a lot of times we put that on ourselves, and we just assume that people will be upset or mad if we say no, or that we aren't able to do that, or we don't even want to do that, like honestly, in a lot of cases. But you're really, with the Six of Swords, you're really just kind of stepping away from that. It's almost as if you are pulling your energy back to you. You're not allowing yourself to be drained anymore, but you're very kind within this effort. You're assertive, not aggressive, and you're just very kind, very open, and just feeling what works for you and what doesn't, and not allowing yourself to be spread so thin, or to have all of your energy just depleted, and really not fulfilling or doing the things that potentially you feel like you want to do, or you know that maybe are priorities for you. Sometimes people, you know, can contact or ask, or that sort of thing, and really ask for some things. And as we talked about just a few moments ago, sometimes it's like they want help or need help, which always there to help, but within this exact moment, like, you drop everything, like you have no life, you're not doing anything, and you're really pulling your energy back from that, and the realization that you too have priorities, you too have things to be done, or things that you need to be doing, or work, or however that resonates for you. So you're kind of pulling that back. You're really letting that energy of other people's wants and needs that are not things that feel as if you really need to be involved, or things that maybe you don't even feel like you're interested in. You're letting all of that go. You're moving away from that energy and into this energy of reciprocation, and also this energy of really being open to doing the things that you do want to do. So sometimes, you know, we're invited for dinner, and, you know, we say yes because we feel bad, and maybe we don't really want to go. And then something happens that the plans are canceled, right? And then we're like, yes, 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 I'm so glad that that was canceled. I really didn't want to do that. In those moments when you notice those things, this is where this evaluation, or reevaluating things, and looking at kind of where you may be chaining yourself, or feeling like you're chained, it's going to come up during this week, and maybe even moving forward, Aquarius, that those moments, those times are going to be coming up or showing up a little bit more frequently, so that you can be assertive, so that you can stand in your power, so that you can say no. It's kind of coming through that this is really going to be a week in which you can be working your muscles in, you know, deciding what you do want to do, what you don't want to do, and really standing firm and saying no, without allowing yourself to feel bad or to feel guilty. And because you get to have your own time as well, Aquarius. And then you have the Six of Wands coming in here. So you have sixes back to back. Interesting. So this is a week of double sixes, Aquarius, which is really, really gorgeous. This is a time of really, fives are change. This is moving forward. This is moving into kind of a new place or a new direction. And so that is what is coming through with you for this, Aquarius. And with that Six of Wands, it's coming through as success, but it's almost as if you're going to be potentially like crying tears of joy, Aquarius, for kind of taking your life back, for taking your power back, for taking your energy back, for really stepping into what it is that you do want to do and what you don't want to do. Again, this could be on a big kind of grandiose level where you're like, no, I'm not going to do something like that, which doesn't feel good. But it could also be on like a smaller scale or a smaller level where it's like, I'm just not interested in going to that movie, or I'm just not, right? And where you say no now, where in the past you may have said, oh yeah, even though I don't want to spend that 2 hours of my life or however long watching that movie, I'm going to say yes because I feel bad if I say no. So you're really building that confidence. You're really, holding with the sixes, building that confidence and holding this place of almost this place of wisdom within, or becoming more and attuned with this place of wisdom of what it is you do want to do and what it is you don't want to do. And you're beginning to feel this victory over that, the success of really taking your own power back. For some of you, it's coming through that you may not even have the time in the day, right? Because you're doing running, working, whatever, to even, take a nice warm bath, or to even be able to relax and curl up for 30 minutes or an hour and read a good book. And so by really stepping into this assertiveness, by really, benefiting yourself, by saying no to the things that you really don't want to do, you're going to really you're going to really see that you're finding more hours because you're not spread so thin or not doing so much that you really don't want to do. So, like I said, you're going to potentially, for some of you, you're going to be crying or feeling as if you want to cry with tears of joy for all the time that you're finding, or the time that is now back in your hands, back in your kind of um, life, because you have stepped into this more assertive energy, instead of being kind of just the person that everybody just knows that will do whatever it is, which is kind of harsh coming through here, but that is what's coming through. So then you also have travel. Some of you may find the time to travel because you are really, really thinning out your schedule for some of you, and just not doing everything, or feeling guilt, or feeling as if you have to do all the things. So some of you may find time to travel. You may find time to do the things that you have been holding off of doing because you just feel like you're doing all the things for everybody else, or just all the things in general all of the time. And then you also have justice here. So some of you are really, there's a potential that some of you may feel that guilt, or that there may be a consequence to not doing this, people being upset with you, that sort of thing. The thing is that once we start to step back into our power, once we start to say no to things that we really don't want to do, what happens is that we tend to notice that other people start to value our time. They start to respect our time a little bit more. And for those that don't, there's a potential they may not invite you to as many things. But for some of you, it's going to be a kind of fresh breath of air, as maybe you didn't really want to do all that stuff anyway. So what a gorgeous reading for you, Aquarius. Really stepping into that assertiveness, having that success, that victory, kind of taking the chains off of yourself with restrictions, or feeling as if you have to do everything. But for some of you, as I said, it's going to, you may be just crying tears of joy, or feel as if you're on the verge of that, because you have this time that you are really getting back because you're not spreading yourself so thin, and you can take a few minutes for yourself. That is so gorgeous. All right, I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit that like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also, feel free to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload new readings. It is free for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and it does support the Lucky Stars community in growing and thriving. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you in the next reading.